Dear Love and Lust Podcast, episode 31, How to Communicate. I am Jumaine Maine Event Brown, alongside my co-host, the lovely Shavina Bklyn Shay Richardson.
What up, Maine?
I'm good. Can you tell them what Dear Love and Lust is about, please?
Dear Love and Lust is definitely about, as long as you can hear me appropriately, the perspective of a male and that male over there, female over here, and you guys as well. The perspectives where we share things, we learn things, we hear things, we discuss things that we are not experts about, but we are just two people that have completely been through some shit, okay? And we just here to kind of just have entertainment purposes, to express out how we feel and respond to things that happen in relationships and situationships and courtships and all of them ships. Okay?
Yeah, all of that.
Entanglements and then some. And also the marriage and the love and dear love and lust. That's what we all about. So
we will not be discussing the Will Smith smack on Chris Rock today because we are tired of it.
We are over it.
As I have posted, I'm not mad at Chris Rock joke, and I'm not mad that Will Smith smacked him either.
There we go.
It happens. Should not have happened on the Oscar stage.
Right. That part.
But like I said, we're not talking about it.
That part. Lead with that. How about that?
How are you?
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm in better spirits than prior. Okay. So I'm here and I showed up.
So would any of those products on the table have anything to do with the upliftment of spirits?
Yes. As always, when problems arise, you can always count on these wonderful products.
Shout out to our sponsors, Bklyn Shay.
In the life.
And her temple and her roses.
Her roses and her wine of one hope. And then some specialty cards coming soon. But
we're here at the Her Temple headquarters.
Yes. So how are you doing?
I'm glad that I don't have to report to a day job for the next 10 days.
There you go. How about that?
And I will be out of town enjoying some grown-up activities.
As you should. Would you need some of these?
No.
Okay, we'll get to them.
We'll discuss what those are.
We will discuss a lot of things that Shay has over here.
Yeah. I'm very experimental and free, but I am also slightly chill.
Okay.
See, that stuff I think is for long-term partners.
Yes.
That's just my opinion. It's not. It could go either way.
It can go either way, but I also feel like it's somebody that
means something.
That means something to you, and you're comfortable with each other.
Right now, I ain't got no meaningful people right this minute.
Well,
in that manner.
Okay. Okay. Well, I cannot use my products without experimenting. So, I need to know what they are like. Mm-hmm. So, I am freer than a motherfucking bird, and I can do what I like.
Exactly.
So, whoever has the pleasure of entertaining me and learning how these products work, then shout out to you.
Shout out to you. Lucky man.
Shout out to you.
Oh, look at that. How did that happen? Oh, man.
You see how good it works?
It worked out.
Shout out to you.
I guarantee it will not be enough, but that's all good. Because here at Dear Love and Lust,
here we go, man. Go on.
We are just two people living real lives, experiencing some shit.
Yes. Fat axe. Okay.
Do you want to talk about this now, or you want to get into a couple questions?
We could talk about it. I mean, we're on the verge of talking about communication and shit and things that we have clearly opened ourselves up to. Mm-hmm. So we're here for all of that, particularly. All right. Woo.
Good catch.
Thank you. All right.
Everybody want to have them 30-inch bundles and
Yeah. And it's a bloop knock.
popping people behind
Well, I'm
them.
going to take that off because that's going to be the problem. That's what it is. It's the wire over there.
There you
All
go.
right. There we go. All right. So we should be fine.
So you're going to describe
Okay.
what you were about to talk about?
Right. So pretty much we received a call, right? And that call was like, somebody DM me and they pretty much wanted not me, but the person.
Well,
and
let me ask the question
Go ahead.
first.
Go
Let
ask
me
the
ask
question.
the question. So the question comes in from Miss Confused.
Mm-hmm.
It says, how do you handle when a person opens a conversation with a compliment and an insult in the same sentence? Continue.
Right. Okay. So the person was very interested in this person for quite some time, it appears. And with them being interested in the person, they put out there, hey, I would like to get to know you a little bit better, but you definitely seem like you're high maintenance, okay? And it seeming like you're high maintenance, I don't know whether or not if you're like really out of my league type of thing. But I, finally got up the nerve and I want to shoot my shot.
So let me back you up.
Back me up.
Let's start with the first thing that the dude said to homegirl. He said what? He said he really
would like to get to know the person because he thought that the person was very talented, thought the person had a lot going on for themselves, and they were very beautiful, and he had been admiring this person since 2018.
And then he said,
but it appears that you are high maintenance.
All right, I'm going to stop you right there. So, with the question, how do you get a compliment and insult at the same time? That's how you mother freaking do it.
That is definitely how you do it. I wonder if people really thought that was...
He probably had no clue.
I don't think he had probably a clue, really, that was an insult. Like,
I believe the intentions were not as genuine as they may have seemed. Because
tell me more.
Usually, from my experience and just discussing with my woman friends, the type of men that, let me back that up, the type of undesirable men that have communicated with them, they try to do a little bit of this and a little bit of that, hoping to get a little bit of that and then a little bit of this. Instead of just being upfront and just saying, like, look, attracted to you, I'm trying to see what it's about, can we get it in, so forth. So they go around all these other different angles.
Okay.
So the dude went with the compliment and negging at the same time.
Right.
I'm really into you, but you're high maintenance.
I think you're high maintenance. Yes, you look like you're high maintenance. Excuse me.
So if a person is really into you, then whether you're high maintenance or not should not even be a discussion, in my opinion. What do you think?
It shouldn't have been part of it. It shouldn't have been part of it because it's just like, why lead with that? You know what I mean? Like, you was on a roll probably initially 2 seconds, 5 seconds into that conversation. Then you just said, the record has officially scratched. Okay. And maybe, and this is for me, like, I like to play devil's advocate. Sometimes it's just the nerves. Like, it took a lot for the person to say something. They didn't really know what to say, and they didn't lead with the right shit. Okay?
Was this in person?
This was over DM, first off. And clearly the person does not have access to this person.
It's a whole new lifestyle. And
people really tried that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have somebody... who throughout the years we've had some form of communication, right? We went to school together and everything like that. Shout out to you. And we always kind of like click bump heads, right? Because he felt or feels that I bash men a lot. That's what he led with. And I said, see...
Now, deservingly so most of the time. I'm not, but I'm a.
Right,
You can
right,
continue.
right. Okay. So I told him, I said, people, places, and things, right? Whatever
Mm-hmm.
I post, whatever you're viewing, because he said, based off your IG, like it really would appear that you are disgusted by men. And I said, no, I'm not. I said, I'm talking about women knowing their worth. Me talking about women knowing their worth does not put men down. It has to do with me coming to a space and point in time in my life, like this young lady that posed the question,
Mm-hmm.
where you begin to really hear through text
Mm-hmm.
for people who choose to still do that, what somebody's true intentions are.
Right.
So I have
Your
determined,
vibrations will kick in.
yes, your vibes, your whole 9 yards. So you set appropriate boundaries for yourself, and in setting appropriate boundaries for myself, it's allowing the universe and me putting out there what I will tolerate and what I won't tolerate.
Right.
So if you already know you a whole piece of shit, then yeah, I guess you would be offended by some
Well,
of the stuff that I'm posting.
so because I do see your IG, I'll give a couple perspectives.
Right.
I do agree that a lot of your posts are actually more about women knowing their worth and what they should expect from a man if they're trying to have a serious relationship with one.
There we go.
However,
Go for it.
for those that are not as enlightened
Mm-hmm.
and those that are not as tolerant and open-minded, they're going to have the type of comment that homeboy apparently had with you.
Right.
Because either they're defensive, or they were one of the dudes that you may be referring to, and they may have changed or say they have changed. So they're like, it's almost like, and let me sip my water on that. It's almost like when a person does you wrong
Right.
and then gets mad when you bring it up
Right. Right.
after they did not apologize, but kind of did.
Yeah. Or they
Like,
they just
get it over. You know, I didn't mean it.
right.
But they're not addressing what they actually did. It's like, oh, it's not that serious. My bad.
Yeah. Brush
Let's
it
move
off.
off.
Right.
As opposed to actually dealing with what actually happened. You know, I mean, we're human. I've been guilty of that myself sometimes where I didn't think I did anything that serious, but obviously if a person is bothered by it, it's serious enough. But it's hard to, you know, when you don't see what a person sees, it's hard to keep it in perspective of the other person, you know.
Right.
So
I'm like, Mrs. Confused, we get you, okay? And we totally understand how this particular question could have confused the hell out of you when somebody leads with a compliment and then switches it up with the insult at the same time, which because you appear to have, and I heard more of the story, so you appear to have, asserted yourself and let the person know what you would tolerate. So I'm quite sure if given the opportunity, he now knows because you already presented that you didn't wait on addressing it. You won't be confused no more because he surely ain't gonna be confused about
he
how you
damn sure
moving
won't.
at all. So shout out to you for asserting yourself and letting somebody know exactly where you stand at, and a great segue into the rest of the conversation that we're about to get into.
Well, one of the things I was trying to bring out earlier while we were bringing this up was how men and women communicate with each other. Now, I'll bring a perfect example
Go for it.
between us and text. So, and then this is not a you're wrong or he's right or she's right and you're wrong type of thing. This is just communication and how it was understood.
Okay.
So, trying to figure out the time we were going to do this. So, because we initially had a time set, which was fine, cool.
Right.
And then I got a text during the day at my day job when I'm dealing with a lot of negative energy, and the initial start of the text communication started with, she said something about you not going to your day job. So once you said would not, it also translated to my brain, oh, this is a cancellation. We have to reschedule.
Okay.
And, it didn't give specific time. It just said, we'll record and post later. My brain was like, oh, okay, no problem. We'll set it up later. Plus, I know you have other things that you will be dealing with this weekend, so it's not a big deal.
Right.
Then she hits me after I'm literally hibernating,
Right.
trying to recover from the day job, and it's like, oh, I'll be there shortly. Huh?
Right.
I thought you canceled, and your response was like, huh? What do you mean?
Where you read that at?
So,
yeah.
after rereading, I was like, okay, I see where this could go on both ways. But that's just me being, looking at both sides. What a lot of people don't have the ability to do, or at least they don't make the effort to do.
Right. So would you say, like, in your prior relationship, the marriage one, okay?
Mm-hmm.
How was you guys' communication? Do you feel like y'all communicated effectively?
I believe there was a level of great communication, but I also feel that perspective is tainted based on the fact of how the relationship ended.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what was real or what was not in the same manner that I believed it to be before it ended. So, if things that she was maybe agreeable on with me, maybe she really wasn't agreeable on.
All right.
Or, the energy that was given was mostly positive, I will say, especially in communication. Or if there was a disagreement, I would honestly say majority of the time it actually came in my favor most of the time of the decisions of certain things.
Okay.
Sometimes I definitely just let her make the choice and so forth. It wasn't but if I felt strongly against something, it was kind of like, okay. But in hindsight, maybe it wasn't okay.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I got you.
And not paying attention to the actual thought that it could be a different thought because it was so agreeable to some extent.
I got you. Yeah.
Maybe it was just all right, whatever. I'm not going to fight and
move on.
We'll do it that way. But not saying that at all. It's just like, oh, okay. All right, I see where that works. That'll be a good idea. Let's do it your way type thing.
Okay. So agreeable. I understand it. I wasn't as... I want to say in my homemaker stage where I was a stay-at-home mom for about 5.5 years, give or take.
Mm-hmm.
I was very submissive and just went along with a lot of the stuff because I was very focused on my kids and my husband. So, but I was more so focused on the kids because he was good. He was all right. He was working, being a provider and taking care of the home.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as I made sure clothes washed, his uniform pressed, all type of stuff, cooked dinner, house clean, kids good, I really didn't care. Like when we had conversations, it was like, it's nice to have an adult conversation because I've been talking to these damn kids all day or dealing with the kids.
Mm-hmm.
So we really never had like disagreements because clearly if you coming home and everything is set for you, what is there to argue about? Nothing. Okay. But those moments where there was a challenge, it was either in reference to like the kids and him being a disciplinarian. I'm like, they too young. You shouldn't be disciplining them like that. That would be the time that we had probably like that back and forth where it was like, do you understand where I'm coming from? The type of deal. And it was like, that's when you had to tap into how you grew up and how I grew up, okay? Like, I'm not with the corporal punishment type thing. I got my ass beat too much as a kid. I don't want to treat my kids that way. You know what I mean? So it was like you can communicate with them and teach them.
It worked out okay for your kids.
Yeah,
In situations at the day job, I'm like,
Some of them need it.
Mm.
I get it. I get it. But you know what I mean? So it's like those type of things. So the communicational piece only then transcended and transpired into us having where we clearly Maine and I are both divorced. But it went that way when the physical side or the emotional thing started happening. You know what I mean? So it's just like, okay, all right, now you really want to see the person you met when she was younger. Okay. Guess it's time for her to come back. Okay. So that was it. But Mrs. Confused, we get you. That was a good question. Absolutely. Thank you for that so much. All right,
Well,
you doing
that kind of goes into the next question.
right. Go for it.
It says, do men and women really hear two different things from the same sentence? Mister, but that's what you said.
I'm going to say.
So let me
absolutely.
pose this question or this scenario. You just described, some of the issues happened, when he may have wanted to engage in, adult activities, and you may not have had the energy or the mood to do so.
Right.
And you just said, well, just do what you do. Be right here. So you might have took that as, I'm here, I'll be naked, do what you do. And he probably felt it's not as fun because you're not into it. You're just laying there. I might as well go get a sex doll or...
You might as well cheat.
That's what I was about to say.
Might as well cheat because you're not giving me that sexiness or that none of that and stuff like that. And not being a person that would understand, hey, I was going through postpartum depression at the time and I didn't know what the hell it was. You know what I'm saying? And I just lost my sex drive. I was not really into sex like that. And definitely wasn't into sex with him. And my body was already telling me you out there dipping and diving. So, wasn't really open to giving you nothing. Okay? So,
well, there's usually a bunch of factors for women.
It is. It was the touch. It was the everything. I just felt like it was a chore. And when anything feeling like a chore to me ain't gonna work. Okay? It's like I was already turned off. The moment he breathed on me, I was like, ugh.
So
this shit again. That's how I felt.
But give me another example where men and women with the same words, same level of communication will hear something different.
I'm gonna say more so of the fact when a woman says, well, the man would ask, is everything okay?
I'm gonna clap for that one. Yes.
And she'll be like, yep.
And he'll go off and he'll just move like everything's okay.
Everything's okay.
Then the woman's all through the house.
Slamming stuff.
I thought you said you were okay. Are you okay? I'm fine.
I'm fine. Be like,
what? Well, why you? Did I do something? I said I'm fine.
You ain't acting like you fine. Be like,
kids looking over there. Mommy, are you okay? I said I'm fine.
Then later on,
that is a perfect example.
Or the food thing that we talked about, where you would ask, "Do you want anything?"
Oh Lord.
No,
I'm not hungry.
I'm okay. You sure? Yep, I'm sure. I don't want anything. And then you come home. Choose something for yourself.
I just want to acknowledge the realness that is happening right now. And big shout out to Bklyn Shay for literally putting it on the table.
Absolutely.
Because that is the realest shit we've had on this podcast right now.
That is a fact.
And it's coming from a woman, not me.
It's a whole
I almost feel like, dang, I got to figure out something I can say that we do wrong.
Right. Which you better think about it, okay? Because I got one for y'all too, but I'm gonna stick with the women on this one.
I got a good one.
Yeah.
So, when we're asked to do something and the man says we'll do it later.
Oh, my God.
So that later to you might have been
Right, you're
within
going to
the
do it
next
later
10,
today.
10,
Yeah.
15 minutes.
Yeah.
That later to us could be, we'll do it next
next
month.
week, next month. Yep, it definitely is not right now. Okay, at all. Okay, or
Because it's not our focus right now. We doing like 45 other different things, and you asking us for something that might could have been done your damn self. But it's not about whether you could do it yourself. It's what I wanted you to do that for me.
there you go. Lead with that. One more. What else you got?
I don't know. I have to think.
You gotta think about it. Okay.
I'm not even trying. I'm sure there's a bunch.
He's drawing a blank, so we're gonna need y'all to teet on the fence of.
Yeah, put it in the
comments. Say, what is it from a point of view of a male, female, significant other, whomever?
I mean, we're just wired differently. Period.
People are. It just in general. But I always say that. I was like, that's your point of view. Is that what you heard? So I find myself now asking the person, okay, whoever I'm communicating with, just so that we're communicating effectively, tell me what you heard.
I forgot what celebrity it was, but they were literally talking about that same thing with their relationship.
Yeah, like you have to ask that question.
They were having these knockdown arguments, and it was just like, well, what is the issue?
Yeah.
When you say this, what do you mean?
Right.
The Notebook.
Right. And that's
what do you mean?
Factor.
What do you want?
Uh-huh.
What do you want? I don't know what I want.
Mm-hmm. Most people, they do.
I've never seen that movie, by the way. I only know it through social media.
Oh my God, you guys!
And the clips
yeah,
where they're using it on TikTok and all these, stories and stuff.
Storylines, but
I don't know. I just never been interested
that?
in watching the Notebook.
Oh my God, it's so good. It's so good. It's a real good romantic film. So
I gotta finish watching the Beale Street one.
Okay, tell me more about that.
That's the one with it's not Lakeith Stanfield, it's the other one.
I don't know, but drop it into the comments.
Yeah, I'll drop it in the comments.
Some type of link.
But it's more of a story of us, so yeah, I would watch that.
Okay. All right. You will watch that part. Okay. But you got to get into the Notebook. The Notebook is like on the lines of Love and Basketball for me.
But see, I watch Love and Basketball.
Right.
So it's the Notebook.
Yeah, it's just a beautiful love story. You know
I
what I'm
hope
saying?
so.
That type of thing. So it's really good. It's sad at the end, but yeah, that part. I can't even offer to watch it with you because I probably fall asleep. But and that's real.
That says a lot right there, right?
That says a lot. That once I stop, I'm probably gonna go to sleep. That's what it says. She works a lot,
but she does work like 24 jobs in 24 hours.
That's a whole fact.
She wears many hats.
So I love that question, and just the moral of the story is that, I know a few people that's currently right now like teetering on the fence of getting a divorce or separated or going through whatever they're going through, right? And they talk to me a lot because of what I've been through and everything like that. And I tend to lead with, is it really worth it? Meaning the divorce, right? Because it's so easy to leave somebody nowadays, and mainly because of communication.
Humans are spoiled.
It's just like, I don't feel you heard me. I don't feel like you met my needs, or you're meeting my needs, or however many years you just haven't done this, you haven't done that, or whatever like that. Now you want to change and stuff like that. I get to a point, and I've gotten to a point now, even when I reflect back on the situation with my ex-husband and I, was it really that serious? Our situation, it was, because there was physical abuse, verbal abuse, mental abuse, that type of stuff. Other people's stories that I'm currently hearing, it's not on that level. You know what I'm saying? Where it's just like, this is an easier way out because I'm tired of whatever, right? You can't tell nobody what moves them enough in a non-communicative situation that you feel like, okay, that's a trigger for me. I feel like you violated me or whatever like that. But it's like, when you look at the pros and the cons, and you look at what you have to lose versus what you have to gain if you was to fight and push through the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Even the men that's out here married, that cheat, that got, side chicks, that got this one, got that one. It's like you're unhappy. You know what I mean? So at the end of it, you're unhappy. What could your significant other, your partner, do if you go to therapy and you tried that, right? That doesn't work, right? And you feel like the therapist is one-sided or whatever. Choose a new therapist. One that's going to work better for your family unit, and think about the end game of what's going on in that partnership, where it's like, damn, we could do way better together, and clearly we have. If we're separated?
Well, it's a matter of pros and cons, strengths and weaknesses. But what I will say, what is interesting is, so our parents and their parents and their parents' parents all have different perspectives on marriage and what is worth ending the marriage for. Our great grandmother probably would not end the marriage on cheating unless there was some health risk and some craziness involved. Their attitude may be, men are going to do what men do. They won't even say specifically what it is. They'll just talk around it, and they'll just say, men are going to do what men are going to do. So the responsibility becomes on that woman, are going to have to figure out how to make what they do focus on you.
Right. But we also, not to cut you off, communication, we also know the reason why Grandpa slept in another fucking bed when they were having these type of issues.
Well, they didn't
leave. They didn't leave, but that mofo was not allowed back in that bedroom. You know that is right. And you're like, oh, why Grandpa, Granddaddy sleeping over there? So stay out of grown folks' business now. Okay?
Those kids will try to figure out how to prevent that in a different manner.
Right.
But in figuring that out, their tolerance level is a little bit lesser because it's like, we saw what that was before.
But they also saw what? Grandpa coming up behind Big Mama and giving her a hug and making things right, and then getting it, and then sitting down with the grandbabies, spending time with them, reading to them, teaching them,
that part
nurturing them.
Is why they got away with it. But then there's also the part where they also saw Grandma constantly in tears while she knitting or preparing dinner or whatever,
playing that music,
and
that gospel.
They don't want to be. Now, I don't want to say that they saw that woman as weak, but they definitely saw challenges in that situation that they did not want to experience for themselves. So that tolerance level is now different.
Yeah. Or saw them hurt. Because I know for me, growing up in a strong foundation of women, that it was like failure is not an option. You can't, do this, that, and the third. You got to work hard. Don't rely on no man for nothing. This, that, and the third. Make sure you always have your own stuff. This, whatever. A whole list of things, okay? And I still was in a marriage where my husband was the sole provider initially, okay? And still allowed, and I had my own, we had separate accounts or whatever like that. But it wasn't until I started working and choosing after the kids got older enough, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go back to school, finish what I originally started or whatever like that I then saw the switch, because he wasn't comfortable with me now getting ready to embark on my self journey.
He didn't have as much control.
Correct.
And you weren't as dependent. And then you weren't giving it up.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I've always been a very, very sexual person.
Yes,
Thank you.
Know.
Okay, we know.
We know.
So,
however,
when I lost that piece of me,
it was because of his.
It was because of postpartum depression. It wasn't because of him.
Okay.
Okay. It
All
was
right.
because of that, and I'm gonna leave with that because I
Let
never had an issue with sexual. He was good in bed. Like I didn't have no issue with him. That motherfucker knew what he was doing. So, but none of that matters when you are depressed and you're going through stuff, or you feel like the person is not hearing you, the person is not receiving the message, those cues of, wow, where did the romance go? Where can you not see that I'm crying out for help? And that was like, even when I articulated that, it was like, well, I'm tired too, and I got to do this and I got to do that. So the least you could do, them words were like swords to me. The least you could do, trigger. I said, mofo. I don't know too many people that is getting a hot ass meal. They fucking clothes washed and pressed and doing all this type of stuff, coming into a clean house. Kids is straight. You ain't really got to do too much or nothing. What? Yeah, that was a lot to take in at that particular point in time in my life. But I got out of that and birthed Her Temple Monologues, and there we go. So there's something good came out of that. Something great. Okay.
Well, I've come to look at those prior relationships in a different light. They had their time.
Right.
And what I was leading into, going from, great grandma to grandma to mama to the daughter, is the pattern of behavior. That window of opportunity for tolerance gets narrow and more narrow and more narrow.
You're right.
And even on the flip side, with the men, there are a lot of great, awesome men.
I agree.
Because they didn't want to be like.
Can you give me one of them pillows?
I can.
Because let me tell you something. I have a lot of processes, but these chairs are damn uncomfortable.
I get you.
I appreciate you. I can't. This is a great communication. Shay's ass is hurting, and I need this pillow under my butt. Ooh, thank you. I'm like, I can't. I keep shifting my cheeks. I'm like, listen, bruh.
That's hilarious.
Hilarious is right. Woo. Come on, pillow. Work with me now. Let me bust my head. Wonderful.
But yeah, there are a lot of
good job.
Great men that are, I think one of the reasons why a lot of women tend to seem to get the perception like you got with the other dude about your ID is because most of those great men are already with relationships and situations. And there are definitely more women in this world than men.
Right.
So you're kind of left with slimmer pickings.
That's what I heard most recently.
Especially once you get up that, once you get in the 30s and up, yeah, that pool gets smaller.
Maybe locally, I locally, yes, I would agree with that. But I want to truly believe that there is somebody out there that is
I believe there will be
for us. Okay,
there is.
That will give us exactly what we're deserving of in a great way. Okay, so I'm gonna hold on to that. Okay?
I definitely got some ladies that actually
showed interest.
Well, that too, but they were kind of tied at me because of some of my non-negotiables, I would say.
Go ahead, ladies.
So there's a confusion that occurs with so I don't smoke weed.
Right. Great.
Some of the women that I'm interested in or have been interested in me
they
do. So when they heard that I don't want to be in a long-term relationship with somebody that smoke weed,
right?
Obviously, it's going to feel some type of way. It's going to sting a little bit like, well, what's wrong with it? Because if you're somebody that does that,
yeah,
it's not a matter of what's wrong or what's right
that's
with
your
it.
Preference.
That's a lifestyle, and I'm not part of that lifestyle. So there's a disconnect that's going to occur between us.
Right.
You know what I mean? And there's so many reasons that I have why I don't.
Mhm.
And they have all their reasons that they have why they do. So if you're trying to engage in something, like, I don't think that's something you compromise on.
You do not, and that's how I feel about cigarettes. Like the
Same
weed,
thing, right?
yeah, the weed don't bother me, because it just doesn't or whatever. But I've always had an issue. The people who like I don't know if you consider it like, do you chain smoke when you weed? But the people who literally light up, I'm like,
Yeah, from sun up to sundown.
what is your nerves? Like, why you need to be this damn mellow? I don't know, but I can't rock with that. Now, here, there, okay, no problem. But the excessive weed smoking, no offense to anybody that does it, okay? You do you.
Yeah, if you're,
But
that's what I'm
just
talking
not
about. Like
my
somebody
thing.
that smokes every day.
Every day, but not just every day. You finish lighting up, then you go right back and you light up again. I'm okay with you being who you need to be, but I just cannot,
Right.
particularly for me. That's just something that I'm just like, okay, that's your thing, or whatever, because we all have our thing. But I would think you have a break at some point. At some point. You just stop.
You know,
okay?
and if you don't, you don't. But
Yeah.
that's not for
That's not my thing.
me.
Yes, exactly. But the cigarettes, I can't get around that.
You know
No,
what I mean?
I'm sorry.
And that stuff is
Just
expensive.
like,
That's an expensive habit.
hell yeah. And
That's
I'm like,
a whole bill in itself.
it is. It's a lot. And when you trying to, whatever.
And
but those are your non-negotiables.
Right. And
so,
it's also a social activity.
It
if
is.
you, like, if I'm not going to smoke with you, then that's going to make you want to actually go smoke with somebody else.
I know. And I
it's
feel like, I know. I feel the same way. I'm just like, excuse me. She can't have all of that time with you because clearly that's what the fuck she wants to do. But if that's what makes you happy, then that's what makes you happy, and I'm not going to stop nobody from being happy.
And
okay?
I'm not going to sit there and argue with you about it because that's your choice, and you have the freedom to do that.
You have the autonomy to choose appropriately.
You know what I mean?
But I do like the men that smoke cigarettes that don't smell like smoke.
Cigars.
That part. There you go. When you smoke cigars and you just kind of smooth with it, say, whoo-hoo, it do something to me. That kind of little turned me on a little bit.
And you don't really supposed to inhale cigars either.
Right.
However.
I like that. But, it's like then people be like, are you a hypocrite? Because you like a cigar smoker. But they don't smoke all the time. They smoke here and there.
So,
and then some.
There are certain things that I will just say yes.
What else was your non-negotiables?
What I had now?
The natural hair thing. You said something about that.
That's not a non-negotiable.
That's non-negotiable.
I said I just have more of a preference. Preference is different than a non-negotiable.
That's a fact.
So
okay.
And
give me one more. Give me one more non-negotiable.
Well, they gotta be able. They can't be home 24/7 because I'm not a home person.
Mm-hmm. So they can't be an introvert, or you okay with an introvert?
I'm not an introvert. I don't. It doesn't make sense to be an introverted in a relationship with an introverted person when I'm always having, like, my business involves interacting with people.
Mm-hmm.
I DJ, I do photography, I do parties and events, I do,
Sidebar, I need your help with something too. Just remind me to ask you.
I network and consult with people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very helpful with people. So if you're not a person that likes people at all, like, I'm not saying you got to be there all the daggone time, but if you, like, if I can't invite somebody over for a business meeting, and we have the appropriate setting where home is still home, but we have guest area and so forth.
Not gonna work.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're being invited out for a business meeting. He's bringing his wife, so no, I don't feel like why would I be in a relationship right now?
That's right. Okay. Cool.
You know what I mean? It just, if we're dating and we're just having fun or whatever, fine. But long-term relationships, I'm gonna have a different perspective on it. You know what I mean?
That makes sense. Totally.
You know, how we raise kids, our ideologies on how kids should grow up and stuff like that.
And sidebar, can I tell you how amazing Maine's daughter, shout out to Jazz. What's up? What up? What up? What up? She is an amazing artist. I have been like literally, no offense, but I have, not to her, but just in general to the people who follow me and all this other type of stuff. I have not posted any of the things that I did from the event. I haven't really posted anything. I've been doing a lot, and I just haven't put anything out there because I had a whole family emergency going on and stuff like that. So I will be posting, and I will be asking you guys to truly follow her on IG and to support this young lady. 14 years old and out here kicking butt. When I say kicking butt, an amazing artist that I was like blown away at the International Woman thing that we was at.
Yes.
Outside of everything,
honored as a princess.
She got honored there. And when I tell you, when we talk about supporting youth and we talk about helping them grow and come into their own and do things like that, especially the ones that's independent. She's very independent, clearly has a father that's out here doing his thing. She is trying to do this damn thing on her own, okay? And I commend her. When I saw her artwork, I mean, I was like, Maine said she was an artist. So I'm like, oh, okay, you know. No. She's phenomenal. Like phenomenal. So we will share her stuff, and anybody that's interested in supporting her, sponsoring her and stuff like that, please holler at this young lady. When I tell you, I'm definitely gonna post on
JNB Arts
please
on Instagram.
Please go follow her and just make it happen for real, because that's something that we need to do more often, which is support our youth and encourage them. So shout out to Jazz, yo, much love.
You can literally go on her website. I will give the actual information soon.
Yes, please.
And literally buy your prints.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to help guide her. So, you know, with art, part of the thing that makes your art valuable or more valuable is the scarcity of it. So there's going to be pieces that
nobody
you let the general public and they can go all over.
Yep.
And there's going to be the exclusives or the limited release.
Yes.
images.
Like I want to see her probably be, honestly, the youngest artist that's a part of the Harlem Gallery that they have in New York City. When I tell you she's that good, she's that good. Like real talk. Real talk. Real talk. Oh my gosh. Amazing.
And she's a very sweet and humble, respectable young woman.
Respectable. And that's where I was leading with saying that y'all have done a great job. You know what I'm saying? And I commend you as a man that has your daughter, that is there, that is co-parenting, but she's with you and everything like that. You've done a great job.
Appreciate
it. Great job. Like
Thank
real
you.
talk.
Thank you.
So, see how you communicate? See how to give me that? See, that led to a good communication.
Exactly.
So, there we go.
So, it's interesting. You know, I mean, this episode is real chill. We didn't got a lot of jokes or nothing like that, but it's because we deal with life on a regular basis, and some of the things that we deal with on a regular basis are not funny, do not have a laughing manner, do not have the energy
at all
that makes you happy. You know what I mean?
Speak, man.
Especially as you get older, it becomes more draining because it's like we've been there. We should be moving on from certain things and activities,
speak life,
ideas, but it's going the other direction with a lot of the interactions and experiences that we have to deal with.
And that's a whole fact. You done said a whole word. Yes, sir.
What we do, such as a podcast, such as all our activities that have nothing to do with what we have to deal with as far as challenges, it's to balance that out.
Amen.
And a lot of us humans, like, if somebody tries to question or put out that, well, you said this on this day, but you said this on that day. Yeah, maybe it's true. Because how I am today may not be the same tomorrow.
Right.
You know, humans are hypocritical by nature. Just our government, just our how we organize ourselves, we are very back and forth.
That's a whole
You know,
fact.
we have things that we're okay with, and they're not. Like, as I mentioned, I'll bring it up, even though I wasn't really going to talk about. I was okay with Chris Rock's joke because it was a joke. However, I was also okay with Will Smith and him going up and smacking because there was actually a consequence of that joke.
Yeah, unfortunately.
You know what I mean? It shouldn't have happened,
It shouldn't have happened on the Oscars,
on stage
yeah,
like
not that. Not in front of their peers.
But I understand both sides, and
Right.
I'm not gonna sit there and chastise one or the other.
Right. And
But-
what we will say, and what I will say, this is not coming from Maine, we're not canceling Will Smith. Like,
No,
I don't
I'm
know
not.
where they got this from, but y'all better go sit y'all happy asses down
But you
and go
gotta understand.
rewind. Get your life.
Most of the people that share that conversation or perspective,
Hot ass
they've been
mess.
trying to do that since the beginning. Like,
Right.
it's like anybody that has some level of success.
Right.
And if you're not a person that matches that success or envies that success, you're like, I'm in these basketball groups on Facebook or just in general, and I do not understand why literally LeBron James gets the amount of hate and vitriol and discussion, and then there definitely has the ones that support him and the back and forth between them, and I'm just sitting there like, there's so many other basketball players to talk about.
Hello. But
Morgan, but
don't get me started.
because he's such a compelling and great athlete, he may not be your GOAT. He doesn't have to be.
Nope.
That is a opinionated thing. There's no actual objective way to determine how he might end up being the greatest scorer of all time based on the amount of points he accumulates in his career. He might have the highest rebounds or assists total and numbers like that. Okay, boom. That's an argument. But the GOAT topic is literally based on opinion.
Yes. But you also understand the concept, taking it off of that and leading into Dear Love and Love, that they consider him a simp as well. Because he actually is with a woman that he loves, adores,
he has
and
been
he has
with her since
no
high school.
issues in his relationship. And these mofos be mad at that.
And you know what else? What if they did have issues? But guess what? It's not, we won't know about it. It's not our business.
Not our business. But because everybody has issues. You're not going to get along with a person. Let's just say that.
So here's one thing I will say. In opinion, this is not, I don't know anything. I'm just based on what has been put out there. So he's been with her since high school.
Yes.
Now, they have grown up together, both in and out of the spotlight.
Yep.
I don't know about you, but I know most of these young ladies are looking for a man that's going to take care of them around that time frame, especially if they don't have an identity of what they want to do with their life. The man had literally, he before he graduated high school, he had a Hummer and a sneaker deal. I wouldn't go nowhere either if I was Shavina.
Hello.
As a woman,
right?
Especially if he's still actually treating you well,
handling his
he's not
business.
putting you out there and having you embarrassed by nobody, no babies on the side or nothing crazy, whatever.
Ooh.
And
you done said a whole word.
He is taking care of you,
right?
Loving on you,
right?
And you're able to love on him
and
back,
support him
without the stress of needing to worry about money.
Hello.
Finances.
Speak.
Then he's putting you in charge of a lot of things.
Yes. Come on.
Yeah.
Speak. Okay.
Like.
Right.
That's what it is.
That's what it is. And they communicate well, clearly.
But I brought up LeBron James and the fact that, people will, if you're on any type of pedestal, they're gonna try to knock you down and chop the
That's
wood
what I
off.
was telling.
Because most of them wish they were there themselves,
Yes.
and because they don't see them in that position, nah, you got to come back down with us.
Come down to
Crabs
reality.
and the rest of the crabs in the barrel.
Fearlet. And that's what happens. But I try. That's why I lead with when I be speaking to some of the HTM ladies. So it's like, your blessing is your blessing. Nobody can take that from you.
Word.
You can be the only person that's in between that's going to stop you from doing what the hell you're going to do. Because people going to talk about you, whether you good, bad, and indifference. You know what I mean? Like, I seen somebody most recently, shout out to one of our sis, not an HTM, but just on the outsides. And she is an honorary member for sure. But I seen her and I was like, hey, how you doing? Haven't seen her in a long time. And I was like, she was like, how you been? I was like, I'm good. I'm just, staying out of trouble. You know what I mean? So it's just like, she was like, really? You don't be in no trouble. Like, nobody don't be, your name ain't involved in, none of the hoopla.
Right.
And I said, yeah.
That's why. Because
I stay out of trouble. Like, I mind my business and drink my water. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, and my wine, as you see, because I ain't stopped drinking my wine this whole time. But anyway, but I definitely have learned to put my energy where my energy needs to be at. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I don't have time for that. Like, my peace means way more to me than any drama that goes on in the Capital District and beyond. Okay, so it's like, if you're talking about business, you're talking about excelling, I'm here for that. Other than that, come talk to me about nobody. I don't want to know, because if you entertain a conversation that somebody's having about another person, you is as bad as the person that's talking about them. So I have no time for that.
When people try to come to me and say, "Yo, such and such said that," I'm like, I don't care. They didn't say it to me.
Goodbye.
If they said it to me, then
me?
there's a conversation between me and that person that
Right.
will be had.
Right.
If I'm hearing it from somebody else, I mean, when I was younger, there was this game called the Whisper Game. And you would be sitting in a circle with about 10, 20 people. And the first sentence is given to one person, and that sentence has to be whispered and brought back around. The only way you get points is if the last person who says it out loud to the group actually says what was the initial sentence. 9 times out of 10,
nobody get no points.
Nobody ever gets it right. It is always different. It's like some weird science experiment.
Like they call that telephone. Cause it's
that game too.
Yeah, it's like you hearing it, it's like people gonna always misconstrue and turn and put their own spin on it. Like, we don't have time for that. But all about communication and then some. I'll tell you that. So, speaking of communication and things of expression,
are we going into topics or are we going to your cards?
We're going into the topics which lead to the cards, okay? How about that? Okay, so I got a lot of stuff displayed up here, okay? We already know, for those who've been paying attention, I am clearly selling these wonderfulness of sex toys, and I wish I would have brought what I most recently got.
Oh, Lord. She's
giggling
as she's saying it. She can't even.
All it says on the box is vibrator, okay? But it's the double one. So it's the rose and a bullet connected. I had to get it because I was like, what is this concoction?
Fellas,
I want to know how to use it.
Somebody need to hurry up and get it right so these women will. Now, you know what? They're not going to stop.
No, because you need to join us.
I would say join. Yep, join
in the show, okay?
Enjoy the show.
And it's a beautiful show. So, I got that thing, and I can't wait to experience. But I'm gonna bring it here, okay? It's still clearly in a box or whatever like that for now, and then I will teeter on the fence of taking it out that box and then some. So this one has been here. So I'm going to. This was like my last one. So since it's my last one, guess what Shay's gonna do? Potentially keep it for herself. So I wanted to unveil this thingamajig because a lot of people kind of saw it the day that we had our little party, and it's so beautiful. Can you see that in the camera?
It has a stem.
It has a stem, and the stem vibrates too.
Oh.
So let's see.
You
So
can
like
hear it too.
you can hear it, right?
You covering the red light.
Covering the red light. Okay.
There we go.
There we go. So
it's on.
it's on. So and it has different speeds. So you change your speeds and stuff like that, and then the little thingamajig on the bottom there. So when you communicate well and effectively, this would be the toy that you want to have into your life, and then some.
And what happened? What's on the top of the rose?
The top of the rose is a suction, which when you put it on your clitoris. And I was so surprised when I was watching TikTok and these mofos was giving a picture and they didn't know what the hell a clitoris was. How are y'all even having relations with people where you don't even know where the clit is?
Simps, for real.
What the heck is going on? I was blown away. I was like, is this a game that they playing?
See, I'm at the point where everything that's on social media is 99.9% fraudulent before it's actually authentic.
I couldn't even believe it. I was like, y'all have got to be freaking kidding me that you do not know where the clitoris is. But anyway. But then there was another.
Tell the truth. How many men have hit your clitoris when you have dealt with them without you having to guide them?
Listen.
Now, fortunately, I was taught at a very young age.
Thankfully, the people I have engaged with understand and know where the clitoris is, okay? Now, the G-spot, that's a whole nother different story, okay? So, people have
2.5 to 3.5 inches inside.
They think they know what's going on.
Upper level.
Right. So, you would have to really understand. There was a picture floating around, okay, that people was like, yeah, if they can hit those two spots, then the woman will remember you forever.
That is an accurate statement. I don't have many exes that do not communicate with me.
I believe it. Okay, that they will remember you for a lifetime if you can hit those two spots and make that river Niagara flow. Okay, which was my bullet when I used to use my bullet all the time. I have wrote a poem about the bullet because it was so impactful. Shall I lead into the bullet? Let me say.
Oh, Lord.
I'm going to lead into the story. Understanding one's purpose can be the most overwhelming thought that the mind can...
No,
the complexity of our nature starts to take control. This is when we...
Now we're getting into ASMR.
I'm not going to do it.
No, do it.
I'm not going to do
it. I'm playing with you.
No,
I'm interrupting on purpose just because. Do the poem. Let them know. I'll shut up now.
I'm not.
No, I'm going to shut up now. That was rude.
That was not. It wasn't rude. He was doing this thing.
It's funny.
Shall I do it? All right. About 4 years ago, I was hit with a bullet. The feeling was one that capsized my soul, leaving me with a burning sensation. The sensation went through my legs and up my spine and into my chest with full force. In all my life, I would have never imagined that I would be confronted with a bullet that sought to change my life and in what I knew to be true. This bullet was strong and made of the finest steel that provided a sensation of warmth and coolness upon contact with my flesh. The sensation was one I would have never wanted to share. But on a night of adventure, I invited a guest to experience the same pleasure that had entertained me on countless nights. My companion was up for the challenge and sought to outdo my bullet. But with one swish of my finger, they began competing for who would make me climax first. It would have been a tie, but my bullet hit my clit with such force. My cum shot over his dick like the flow of Niagara, and we was caught up in my wetness and I sweat. Delighted at the thought of what just went down. On the nights, my magic bullet showed that motherfucker how to really turn Shay out. So that is bullet.
So before we got on camera, I told Shay that in a fun way, you're a pervert. She was like, I am not a pervert. I'm like, okay, it's all right. When I met you, one of your first poems.
Whatever. I am not. I'm really in tune with my sexuality and I'm comfortable in my skin and I understand the art.
Thank you for clearing that up.
The art of intimacy.
And ASMR.
Yes. And anybody that has had the pleasure of entering my energy will be sure to echo.
So maybe we should keep talking like this. It might up our views.
Mm-hmm.
Because it seems to be a fetish for people.
It seems to be a fetish for people. Hopefully the voice turns you on.
Does the voice turn you on? Does my lower register excite you?
You know, are you thinking about it right now?
Do your nipples get hard as I speak?
I don't know. I know a lot of people love the flow of Niagara. There we go.
There we go.
There we go. And I'll say less.
Here come the jokes now.
Here come the joke. The joke. All right. So
Going into
it. So now, I can't show the box because they're not a sponsor, but hopefully one day they will be a sponsor.
Oh, Lord.
Because I am going to be selling these as well. So,
Bklyn Shay, the serial entrepreneur. Let's go.
completely. So I'm going to pass this to Maine.
Oh, Lord.
Okay. And I would like for you to rub it on your forearm and then stick your tongue out and lick it. I can't lick it off for you, but I need you to stick your tongue out and lick it. And then I'm going to explain to our audience what he has just rubbed on his skin.
Oh, my God.
Smell it first.
Yeah, it definitely smells like the flavor it says it is.
Okay. Which is Cinnabon, by the way.
I'm going to put it right there. There we go. We'll do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
It tastes like what it is.
I feel like that's that drug from Force
So let me just tell
Power
y'all.
Book 3.
I'm just trying to tell y'all that I'm embarking on a whole line, okay? And this is supposed to be a wet cloth
This is weird.
that you utilize for your
Now I want some
significant other
Cinnabons.
and yourself. Clearly, you're going to wash, okay? And you can rub it on your person's private parts.
That's a damn shame.
And it tastes, it's not sticky, it's not gooey. It helps with pH. It helps with cleansiness of your man and your person, whoever your partner. And whatever you indulge in orally
It
will
really tastes like a
taste
damn
like
Cinnabon.
your cinnamon bun or whatever flavor I give you.
Not the Walmart
No,
Cinnabon,
the
like
real.
the actual Cinnabon
Thank
from
you.
Cinnabon
Thank you, man.
store.
And this is not scripted. This is, you saw me just hand it to him. He had no clue what I was giving him.
I was
He
actually
trusts
a
the
little bored.
process.
Like, why is she doing this?
This is what we working with. Okay. So holla at your girl. Okay. So, and those things are for real. Those are for real. They're not very expensive, but they can get there, right? It's only 10 in a box. And again, something that you can acquire if you hit me up. How about that?
There we go.
There we go. And then, segue. Okay, because we had played these dating cards, right? Here, man. So, those are, tell them about them, Maine. Because I explained them to you what they were. My 30-day.
30-day courting deck. Oh, buy should be all right. I'll talk about these because they're like I said,
They mine.
super entrepreneur.
Yeah.
So these cards
And I'll tell them more.
are going to outline what you will do with somebody that you're interested in for 30 days.
Right. Okay.
They're actually pretty, nice looking and
Now,
Really?
these are just a mock
nice
copy.
quality.
Because I'm going to have PV
Well, these are
do the
pretty
artwork.
good mock quality. So 30 days. I'm gonna go. One, it says paint together, paint each other. Oh, that might be later on.
Right.
So let me back. Let me start from the back.
Right.
Decide if you can repeat this for another 30 days. Oh, that's
an ending one.
too.
So he's clearly to the end. But listen, the cards themselves, as Maine is going through. Go
This
for
one
it.
is very important.
Okay.
Get to know one's likes.
Okay. Right. So 30 days, right? Here it is. You guys decide with your significant other. We're gonna pretty much introduce the real deck to CB Shout out to her and her wonderful partner, King, her fiance. They're going to host a speed dating event, but it's going to be a legitimate one that real people want to meet real people type of thing. And this is something that we're going to incorporate so that they can participate collectively with their significant other for these 30 days. It's going to be a private site that you go to upload each experience that you have. The challenge, because it is a challenge, right? For 30 days to do this with somebody, you get to win prizes throughout, and in the end, you end up getting funds to go on a vacation with that person.
Ooh.
So this,
you got bread.
Whatever. I just felt that if I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it right. Okay,
That's
and
always the Bklyn Shay way.
Yes. So this would be the ultimate challenge to come out somebody who really completes the challenge, who end up making a connection, and who vibe out and become solid in a relationship. That particular couple is going to win the vacation to go away and cash prizes in the end. So definitely gonna
When
be a good
is this
look.
happening?
Well, we will continue to put out information as it unfolds. Okay. I have to clearly get the real copies of the decks coming out and everything like that, so that it's set up appropriately and coming to a store near you. How about that?
Nice.
Okay. So anybody else who wants to do it later on, that's what they will end up doing. And then it's also, show them this, Maine, blank cards. So you can decide, even out of the 30 deck, right? Because you may know your person that you want to write on. So you get a pen or a Sharpie anyway, included inside the deck with a notepad with the site to upload your stuff to, plus the connections and all that stuff like that. And within your 30 days, you can win prizes and stuff like that throughout the challenge and stuff. So be pretty cool. It's going to be kind of dope. Okay.
Nice.
It's not being done, and doesn't matter if it is going to be duplicated. Want to know why? Because I have patented it. So try me.
You got the patent on it? That's what's up.
Yes.
Yo, Bklyn Shay is always about her business.
This is where we at with
And
it.
her
So this is
business
why I'm
is
talking
good
about
business.
it live. So we good.
We good.
Good. We great. Excuse me. We ain't just good. We great up in here. Okay.
Is that
So,
it for Shay topics, or we got something else?
Yeah, we got something else. So,
Right.
leading with the segue of those cards, have you watched the Netflix show Ultimatum?
I have not.
You have got to watch that show. My God. So people are in a relationship, a real solid relationship, for 2.5, 3 years or more. Okay. And they have given their significant other an ultimatum. So they go on this show, and in this show, they swap with whoever they are interested in. So they get to
Back up.
right.
They swap who?
Meaning there's other couples that are there
Oh, okay.
that
Clear.
have given an ultimatum to their person as well.
Clear.
And at some point, they have decided who they would like to connect with and pretend for 3 weeks to be that person's significant other. They get to lay in a bed with the person if they choose to. They get to live with the person for
they get
3
to
weeks.
smash?
They get to smash if they choose to.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, yes. So it's
Oh,
like an
Lord.
open floor of giving somebody a free pass. Okay. And they're
Polyamorous
right.
World.
And then once they finish with that person, then they get to go back to their original person, who is their person. And that person gets to live with their person for 3 weeks and decide whether or not if they want to continue on with that person. And then in the end, they get to come back to the table and choose whether or not if they want to go on with that person, their original person, or with the person that they had lived with originally.
That's
for
some
3
bullshit.
Hello. So either the couple is going to stay together or they're not. So I thought this was the most interesting thing my sister could ever recommend that I watch. She was like,
How many
you
of
need to watch.
Us are on that show.
Two sets. Yeah.
So 4.
So 4. Yeah. And it was a very
Out of how many couples?
2, 4, 6, 8. I want to say 8. It was, yeah.
All right. So it's 50-50. All right.
Yeah. So it's pretty deep. Pretty deep. Pretty deep.
That is an interesting show. That
Yeah.
almost reminds me of a hybrid between an MTV dating show and Wife Swap or whatever that show used to be. Where they
Who was the kid that was married to Jessica Simpson? Is that right?
Nick Lachey.
Nick Lachey. So it's Nick Lachey and his new wife. They are the hosts of that show. Yeah. Yep. Very much so.
Which explains why that's some bull.
Yeah. It's real. It's real because they also do the Love is Blind thing. And yeah, that's the level that CB and her husband are trying, well, future husband, fiance are trying to go on with their stuff. So I was like, I'm here for it. It is what it is, but y'all gotta watch that Netflix ultimatum or whatever the shit. It's amazing. Amazing. It's like you really see conversations and deep shit happening, and what are the dynamics of why the person has not originally chosen to marry the person. So basically their significant other is ready for marriage, but they wanted to bring them on this show to give them the ultimatum of like, if you do not marry me or propose to me, this what's gonna happen. It's over. So they're trying to figure out and get to the root of what the issue is in their communication and why this is not working. So that is definitely. Would you go on that show?
No.
Why not?
Because no. I'm not doing that. I'm not like if I'm actually pursuing a long-term relationship with somebody. Yeah, it's just me and that person.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, these people
That's
don't seem
my
to have.
personal
These
thing.
people don't have a problem. They don't seem to have one at all. And I
like
thought it was very
if
interesting.
I think a lot of people don't understand.
Yeah.
Well, this is my philosophy.
Get it?
Women choose their mate. That man does pursue them. But the only reason they pursue them is because they have made the decision that that's who they also want as well. So once you made the decision, you're biting your tongue. That was going to be my topic. I'm going to get there. But I didn't. I wanted to get some more info on it because, rumors are rumors.
Right.
But
Ooh.
so that's why you almost had a heart attack.
Right. I was like, hold tight.
So perfect segue, actually.
I'm like, whoa.
Most men, even though it may not seem like it, because as we are learning today, currently. And I'll just read from this particular blog. Oh, it's actually a radio station on their Instagram. K104 FM reports Rihanna and A$AP Rocky have supposedly split up. Apparently, Rihanna broke up with him after she caught him cheating with Fenty footwear designer Amina, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce her last name because half the word is covered up by, whatever that Instagram icon is. Yeah, that's wild.
Wow.
However,
Wow.
so it is wild, but it's not unfathomable because allegedly, based on what I had read earlier and why it was going to be one of my topics for today, they have dealt with each other before in the past, A$AP and the Amina. They've had some off and on flings before. But again, I don't know these people. I don't know how accurate or true this is. This is just what has been said in the Twitterverse, blogosphere, and rumor mill.
Right. It's a lot of stuff that is rumored to be, and we clearly know. Yeah.
But this is my point.
We will see.
This is my point. That stuff gets magnified.
Completely. And why?
But going back to, another celebrity couple we talk about, we don't hear how great LeBron James and Savannah's relationship is on that type of level.
Right.
But let it be found out that LeBron or Savannah did something outside of their home with somebody that is not LeBron or Savannah. It will be all over the sports news, entertainment news, regular news, gossip news,
completely.
Twitterverse, blogosphere.
Everywhere.
It just be everywhere. But that man threw her a lovely birthday party, and the only reason I found out because I do follow both of them on social media. It was posted on their social media.
Wow. And that's it.
I think 1 year E.T. covered one of her or his birthday parties or the Halloween parties that they had done together.
Okay. Yeah, it's very interesting.
But, Lord, let something like that happen.
Right. And here we go. And you know they was waiting for it. Waiting for the process to happen and to be, torn apart.
But, again, here's the thing. Are they engaged? Were they engaged?
No, which is interesting.
Were they married?
Right. Nope. Nope.
I do not hold any man to be monogamous with somebody that they're not married to or engaged to or have a long-term commitment to.
Yeah, because you wonder and you say, like, seriously? She's carrying a child. She's pregnant. She's a great catch. Why haven't you proposed to her? Right. Exactly. Because you're not ready. You are not ready, okay, for that level of commitment.
I'm just trying to figure out how, they're not allowed to live a regular life, so it's kind of hard for me to understand how that actually happened without it getting out there. You know what I mean? And, that's wild, son. Like, you wildin'.
Right.
You wildin', son. Damn.
Yeah, it's real.
Hopefully it's not true and it's just, celebrity shock promotion marketing.
Yeah.
Because who knew Fenty had a footwear? I didn't know Fenty had.
I didn't know they had that. No, I thought it was strictly lingerie.
Yo.
That's and
Fenty
makeup.
footwear? Really?
Did not.
Oh, you know what?
Did not know that.
I'm confusing.
What?
So she did actually have a fashion house.
Oh.
Remember, people thought she was getting rid of Savage Fenty, but it wasn't. It was her actual fashion house that she ended up ending. You might have to look up the headlines for it.
Definitely will, and we'll bring it back up.
So whoever knows about, put it in the comments. I will probably put it in the comments once this is posted.
Definitely. So out of all of that.
But yeah, that's wild because there are so many people that put celebrities and other people's as goals. And then you see information and rumors like this come out, and it just leads, especially women, to feel like, what's the point of engaging to a relationship because
people,
the
places,
dude's gonna do you dirty.
People.
Stereotypes always have some level of truth to it. Unfortunately, I believe this stereotype of men doing dirt gets magnified.
People, places, and things. That's all I can say, and that's it. I'm good on that one. I'm so
I'm not. I don't know what to really go in, and I'm like, there's no rhyme or reason for it other than men do have a natural desire for women.
Yep.
That is a normal thing.
Yeah. And women have a natural desire for men. And that is a normal thing as well. And I just want to say this. Communication, and we're going to wrap it up in a second. But I watched a woman manhandle, as they say, because that's what they consider women who aggressively take control in the bedroom or assert themselves.
Yo,
right?
Them TikTok videos
You saw
ridiculous.
It? And I was like, why was he so upset? He was so upset that she put him up in the windowsill.
So let me break it down to you.
Communicate that energy to me, because those were nonverbals.
So some of that definitely was capped and a little bit extra.
Correct.
But other than that, so that video trend has to do with gender roles
Right.
and ideologies.
Mm-hmm.
So women are not always supposed to be. You're never supposed to be the aggressor when it comes to sex, even though y'all are probably much more sexual than men.
Right.
Um,
But
which
that's a
your
saying.
desires.
I never knew that.
No, women are not. You're supposed to be submissive,
Docile.
passive, not
Yes.
the aggressor.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be the one
That's
getting
what
picked up.
that's what y'all taught.
Yeah, traditionally, if you look just look at old movies compared to newer movies,
Mm-hmm.
you will see the difference in relationship gender roles. Like a lot of people are like, they go with the whole gay agenda and all this, and Disney is teaching our kids sex in explicit ways now. Let's go back to the old Disney. Snow White, you got a dude that's literally breaking into your bedroom to give you a kiss.
Right. Okay.
You do that today, that's sexual assault.
Exactly.
You losing everything. You know what I mean?
But tell me more, Maine, because I'm interested in this factor. Because I had somebody tell me that I was aggressive.
Well, you got to understand the person that you're dealing with.
Right. Clearly, you're weak. Clearly, you're weak.
It's not always just weak, but
clearly, you're weak. I said it.
So a man
Clearly.
is not used to getting picked up by a woman and put on a counter. Now, a woman can get away with this. Walking the man into the bedroom and pushing him on the bed, that's okay. Lifting him up and putting him on the kitchen counter like he's a little girl, little rag doll, is not okay. Grabbing him by the throat, lifting him up, and letting him know you about to get it. What the hell you doing? No, that's not happening. In some of those videos you see, it is an automatic turn off.
Fearful. When I say fearful. What about a woman coming on? No, wait.
No, I'm gonna break it down. That is the equivalent to a man not. There's no booty hole play. That's what the equivalent. Like you're not fingering a no. That my ass says exit only. That's the same level it is when you pick a man up put him on a kitchen counter. How the hell are you picking me up anyway? No.
All right. So say the kitchen counter don't happen, and you yoke him up.
No. You have permission to lead me to the bedroom, push me onto the bed, pull my pants out, give me some head, but that's about it.
Okay. All right. Well, what about the woman who is like just sexual and just like, I want it. That's okay. That's okay.
Saying.
Okay, saying, but not
physically lifting me up, putting me on a counter or washing machine or the car outside in the garage. But no, you're not.
When she smacks his hands up against the wall, that's not okay.
No, you're not. I am not your toy. You're not playing me.
So you can't.
Girl, you might get knocked out. You better chill.
So a woman cannot do that to me. That's a no. That's taboo.
No,
I've never. I'm sorry. Have I ever?
Let me ask you. Let me flip it on you. Do you want a man that's okay with you just pushing him up against the wall and lift him up on the counter and not doing anything?
I don't believe in gender roles. So.
Oh Lord.
However you get it is how you get it.
That ends this conversation.
I don't. I don't believe in it. I don't.
That's why, man. Those men that you talk about said you think they find you intimidating.
Well, whatever.
Yeah, and you ain't picking me up on no damn camera. I don't care.
You would like it.
No, I will not.
Yeah, you would.
It would automatic turn up. What the hell are you doing?
You would like it.
No.
Yes, you would. Especially if it was
only
thing
at the same you time. Can't pick me up. You can do this. You can drop to your knees, unbuckle my pants, and go to town.
Especially if head was given, you would like it. Stop it.
No.
Whatever. I'm not saying that that's what I do. So let's just be clear. I've never. Okay, I have not ever. I'm not. I don't feel like I'm strong enough to do that. Smack somebody up into the wall and take what I want. Yeah, I've done it.
Yeah, TikTok is out of hand.
Right.
Got y'all thinking y'all can just do anything.
But it's just the art of what you do. If you smack somebody's hands up there and then you go down at the same time and slide your way down and insert into the mouth.
You ever watch some
guy would like that.
older Hollywood love scenes and they're all aggressive and they're like looking like they're fighting each other, ripping each other's clothes off? See, there's a mutuality there.
That's what I'm saying. Like
that's
passion.
What you're talking about.
I'm talking about that.
What
passion.
the TikTok trend is about that's not mutual.
No. This is mutual. This is passion. This is passion leading with the stuff. And why the people say that I was aggressive is just because of what I like. Like, you know.
So we did just hear her poem earlier.
It was inviting.
Bullet.
The bullet. That was called the bullet. Yes. Let me leave.
I liked it.
Sensuality.
But some men, you know, they might be a little.
They were intimidated. They be intimidated by the toys. I don't know why.
I like to watch. Toys are fun.
The toys are fun. Like, incorporate the damn toys and call it a day.
Regardless of what, like, you know, there's nothing competing with a man with a heterosexual woman at all.
At all. I mean, it's like it is.
However, what I have learned, the toys are more accurate and consistent and
2 seconds.
faster.
2 seconds. 2 seconds.
So that's what they like. And then, you know,
boop, boop. I'm done. Goodbye.
As long as it's charged, they can keep going.
Night.
See, that's one thing with women. Women can orgasm multiple times.
There you go. There's a difference between nutting and orgasm.
Men might get 2-3 rounds in. Might. But my problem is my 1 round is equivalent to 4 or 5 rounds because it's.
Don't stop.
It's a long conversation.
It's
a long conversation.
Well, y'all women need to hit Maine up for that long conversation. Okay? Not that he said he's not going to just be giving it to anybody. He's being very selective about his process or whatever. And I'm very selective about my process. But right now,
I realize that a lot of people don't practice what I practice. So I'm very...
You need to be.
I've taken my time these days.
You should. As you should. So, there's a lot of good things coming up. What you got coming up, Maine, since we wrapping this up? What you got?
Actually, not much.
Whoa.
I'm going to be in John Jam's wedding soon next month.
Yes. I can't wait. Cannot wait.
My daughter's birthday is next month. So is my brother's birthday next month.
Well,
I am traveling soon next week, and I'm going to see if I can make some things happen in a new city.
Okay.
There will be something soon, but until it's official, you know me. I'll let you know when I really know.
Likewise.
What you got going on?
A lot.
Yeah. Oh, there is one thing. So, April 30th.
Come on. Damn, everything's
Weather allowed, I will be DJing at Jerry Burrell Park from about noontime to about 2:30. 3 o'clock for their annual cleanup the park. So if you want to clean up and have some good vibes, you can catch me April 30th at Jerry Burrell Park in Schenectady. You know, I'll keep y'all rocking. Don't come up to me asking me for no super drill music requests. This is a family oriented event. We're trying to keep the vibes positive. You know.
That's what's up.
You will not be hearing shoot 'em up songs from me.
No shoot 'em ups. You heard
Especially
that.
in Schenectady.
Definitely not.
But, you know, you want that cookout vibes. Shout out to TJF, them Hey Auntie vibes.
Okay.
You know, you want them TikTok dances. You want that good old soul music, R&B. You know, that good classic, make you feel good type vibes.
Right.
come and chill.
And shout out to Teddy Riley because he definitely is trending on y'all TikTok. Okay.
I like.
Yeah, nice. I told Tammy to do it.
I'll definitely be playing some guy.
Yes, Teddy. Okay, so what we have coming up, May. The month of May is everything, as you stating right now. Her temple will be celebrating 10 years of being in business, and we very excited about that. So this is what I said I need Maine to help me with or whatever like that. But he will be putting out a flyer for us that incorporates a Saturday event in Lake George, only for 30 people.
Mm-hmm.
That we can invite up to Lake George. No, it ain't so much of an invite, but it is an invite because it's like if you rock with us, you fuck with us, and you really want to come celebrate with us, we will be up in Lake George celebrating that evening. We will have DJ Reminisce doing it since he started with us down at the book club, and just kind of rolling back in time on that Friday night. But we wanted people to come up on that Saturday, so we'll be having tickets for probably between 30 and 40 people, not to overwhelm the space, to come up and celebrate with us on that Saturday. So if you really rock with H.E.R Temple and you want to come up and celebrate in Lake George with us the weekend of Memorial Day weekend, and we're going to have a good time.
Yep, definitely, because there probably will some roses in the building, too.
Facts on. So,
see, I wasn't lying. I wasn't even joking.
That part. But yeah, you're gonna be able to holler. So Maine and I are gonna work that out real quick, and we'll get that flyer out ASAP. Plus the link to Eventbrite if that is something that you guys want to participate in, and we will go from there. But we are very excited. Shout out to all the HTM ladies that are affiliated and the men that support us throughout the years, everybody, the Capital District here and beyond. It has been amazing, and I just want to say thank y'all so much for just believing in the vision, and as we continue to grow and evolve, and y'all follow me with my beautifulness of sex toys and sex gadgets and things to help enhance your sexual capacity with people.
You need to start putting up some ASMR videos.
Yeah.
That's another income stream that you probably could enjoy.
Okay. Well, thank you, Maine. And I'm sure Maine.
OnlyFans, Patreon,
Yeah, those type of things. So I hear him talking over here on the side. But yeah, it's about celebratory things for May on. Okay.
Masturbatory what did you say?
Celebratory.
Celibate. You're not celibate.
Celebratorial, items that are happening.
Wait, are you still celibate? Technically?
I technically am. Shit, I ain't getting asked the way that I want asked.
Well, listen,
So I'm like, at this particular point,
we're gonna talk about this another time.
You was talking about communication and me being the aggressor. Listen, if I can have ass every day, I will have ass every day, and that's just the bottom line. But
we're gonna talk about one. I
have a high sex
drive.
So
next episode, we're definitely gonna go into the debate of what celibacy is versus abstinence.
Right. All I know is shout out to my
That'll
future
be a
husband.
live one.
Can I say that? Shout out to my future husband, because I'm going to keep on saying that because I'm claiming it. Okay? And I don't care what people think about my level of, I'm comfortable, very comfortable in my skin. I'm talking about the things that I enjoy. I'm not out here doing everybody or anything like that. Okay? But I definitely...
Word. Me neither.
Okay, I definitely appreciate the art of sexuality and just being sensual and just embracing it. Like, people sit up here and put restrictions on shit. What are you putting restrictions on it for? If you like sex, you like sex. And I absolutely love it. Okay? And like I said, my husband's going to be very happy. And I thank him in advance because my ex-husband, that was a no-go. I was too young. Now I'm grown. So I know exactly what I like. Okay?
It's a different level.
What Teddy Riley said, I like.
After the dirty 30s.
40-40 club over here. Okay? That's literally 40-40. I'm 44. Thank you. 44 with a high ass sex drive, and I need somebody that can withstand that particular part.
She wants to show somebody her tattoos.
Well, maybe. baby.
All
Okay.
right.
Well, anyway,
We good?
we great. We're
So,
great.
this concludes the 31st episode of Dear Love and Lust podcast. Make sure you follow us on maineventlive.com/Dear Love and Lust. I need to up that because I've been putting a lot of stuff on our Facebook page,
Right.
which is also Dear Love and Lust. And I need to actually start putting our footage on YouTube.
Facts.
I also need to get our merchant apparel back in it, but we don't even have our cups out today that Bklyn Shay has.
Hold on.
Wait, she's going to grab one.
Hold on, because how can we have everything but...
No. Oh, don't take the headphones with you. There we go. We didn't spill nothing, I hope. Oh, Lord. I do still have the Dear Love and Lust hoodie up for sale and t-shirt, so you can get that off maineventlive.com. This is one of the glasses with our Dear Love and Lust logo on it that Bklyn Shay does have for sale.
Yep.
And, make sure you follow us on all social media. I'm Maine Event Live at Maine Event Live on everything. Bklyn Shay on her social media.
Yeah.
That's Bklyn Shay.
Absolutely.
Make sure you check out her temple and all the accompanying
that part.
events and ventures that she just mentioned.
Yep.
And finally, if you have any love, sex, and relationship questions,
And
email us at dearloveandlust@gmail.com if you want to remain anonymous, or inbox us on our Facebook page and tune in. I think the next episode might be a live one.
Right.
It'll be a couple weeks from now.
It will. And don't be scared, y'all. You know what I mean? Embrace your sexuality, all right? That's what we're here for. Dear Love and Lust.
There
You
she
understand what I'm
goes with
saying?
the ASMR.
Trying to talk about it. We're going to talk about it on Then Some, okay? Like, what was the other one? The other poem? Shot in with another poem? Man, what was the other one I did? That I used to do back in the days. Nah, because that's a little angry. I don't want to do that. Never mind. We're not doing no more poems. We're just going to leave
positive vibes.
Positive vibes. Yeah, I think that was a little bit much.
So, I appreciate y'all for tuning in, rocking with us. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, comment, pass it on to friends, discuss, and ask some damn questions.
Inbox, DM us, do what you do. You know what I'm saying? I'm not afraid. Okay, like I said, I'm single. It is what it is. You could DM me and talk shit if you want to, because I'm going to use it for the podcast. So go for it.
And there it is. So.
All right. So
we are just two people who have been through some.
Wait.
Where are we going? Okay. All right. So. This concludes another episode of Dear Love and Lust. I appreciate y'all for tuning in once again.
Absolutely.
We will be back soon with another episode. Might be a live episode.
Yes.
And
we just want to say we are just two people that have been through some shit.
Peace.